Well, let's start at the beginning. What does this act now actually enforce?
Oh, the act actually enforces the provision of Nigerian content in the entire petroleum industry. This is to create value in terms of human, material resources and services that will be part of various development in petroleum industry. So this is actually a good act for the industry.
So in effect, making indigenous participation in the industry obligatory and getting the local population to start benefiting from Nigeria's major source of wealth, it's effectively being seen as an empowerment tool. Do you see actual implementation of this act and the provisions of the new law being easy enough, or are there quite a few challenges that lie ahead?
I think the current law has actually created some processes that will make sure that Nigerian content can actually grow. There are key provisions of this Nigerian content that is being put in place. This involves the creation of Nigerian Content and Monitoring Board, which actually involve a governing council, which is formed with people from various industry, stakeholders from practitioners. And the whole aim is actually to drive the process of implementing this process. This actually also call for the submission of various reports on a quarterly basis, basically which is the performance content report. And that actually means that in allocation of various of all this contract involved, then we're going to get some serious Nigerian participation in the industry. I mean, this is an industry where the government is spending an average of about, the industry is spending an average of about $9 billion per annum. With those various monitoring boards that have been put in place, with the support that is being given at different sectors, this will definitely be come positive for the entire industry as a whole.
So that some of the measures being put in place to deal with actual compliance, but while this is likely to be, quite a boon for local oil majors like Oanda, which have been investing in oil exploration and production over the last few years, the question is, are there necessary local resources and employees to actually meet these new requirements? Are those resources necessarily there, or is that a prospective challenge moving forward?
Oh, I mean, this actually create an opportunity for the likes of Ohando and the other indigenous companies that have actually been investing heavily in the industry. I mean, there are clear succession plan that's also been put in place. There are clear training that's also been put in place for various participants. Again, this actually also calls for a situation when you are bidding for a contract and you see indigenous player bidding about 10%. When you have an indigenous player bidding about 10% above the other bidders, instead of just going through the lowest price regime that you see in the industry. This actually creates an opportunity for the likes of Ohando to get more contract. And I think in terms of capacity, if you looked at the industry itself, I mean, you've seen a situation where you had a lot of high-level capacity available in the likes of Schlumberger that are Nigerians, and this actually creates a room where those Nigerians can actually aspire further in some of this company, where they can actually occupy top executive level. It clearly creates a succession plan to say in the next 3-4 years, even when you have a situation where expatriates are the one handling those things, this actually creates an opportunity for you to put a Nigerian line that can take over this industry. Yeah. I mean, this entirely will result in a situation where you see an improvement in capacity development, training, and various succession plan, and actually be able to put Nigeria in such a way that they can actually see serious value add in the petroleum industry.
Well, certainly the opportunities for local players like Oanda that we've been citing is undeniable. In the meantime, what do you see this spelling for some of the multinational companies operating in this space and the future investment decisions they make coming into Nigeria?
No, I mean, what you've seen in the past is actually you see some multinational actually trying to work with some of the local in carrying out various functions. I mean, Nigerian content provision has always been part of the industry, but this actually creates a way where this is now legislated. It gives some bite into the system. Of course, you will see a situation where some people might not probably want to delay their investment in coming to Nigeria. But as I said, the few majors that are actually very active in this market have a very massive Nigerian content office, and those offices have been working with local partners in carry out various functions. So I see this as an improvement, and still continue to see growth, because the margin operating in Nigeria is quite high. And so you see them coming over to participate in Nigeria.
Well, certainly interesting times that lie ahead. Oladele Kuti, Head of Energy Finance over at Stanbic IBTC Bank. Thanks so much for your time this afternoon.